Build smart, move fast, get the edge at last. This is the Catalyst.
And welcome to the Catalyst, the podcast from the Long Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Stuart Takahara, Vice President of Membership here at the Chamber. And today, I want to talk directly to our Chamber members, especially those of you that have joined recently, because joining the Chamber is actually the easy part. You've already filled out that application and you've paid your dues and you got your welcome email. So now what do you do? And that's a very fair question, because one of the things I've learned from talking with hundreds of businesses is that joining an organization and knowing how to actually use that organization are two completely different things. Most people join the Chamber because they want to grow their business, meet new people, or become more involved in the community. And those are all great reasons to join. And when you first join, you're excited. You say you're going to attend events and you're going to meet new people and you're going to get involved. But then life happens. A customer calls with the problem, an employee doesn't show up, and something suddenly becomes more important. And I understand. We're all busy. But this is where the wheels fall off for a lot of new members. Joining the Chamber felt like progress. You made the decision. You filled out the application. You paid your dues. Check. Done. And then you moved on to the next problem. The trouble is, joining the Chamber is just the beginning. Having a membership does not automatically create value. What creates value is what you do with the access your membership gives you. The conversations you have, the relationships you build, and the people who get to know you. So I'm going to say this more than once today because it's really the entire point of this episode. Joining the Chamber gives you access. Getting involved is what turns that access into value. So, how do you do that? The first thing I want you to ask yourself is a very simple question. Why are you here? Why did you join the Chamber? Are you trying to grow your business? Are you trying to become more visible? Are you trying to connect with the community? Because you got to figure that out first. Because if you don't know why you're here, it's going to be very difficult to know how you should spend your time, which events you should attend, and which business councils make the most sense for you. Who should you be trying to meet? Once we know what you're trying to accomplish, you can start making better decisions about how to use your membership. And that's one of the biggest advantages of being part of the Chamber. You're gaining access to an established business community with more than 1,000 members across Long Beach and the surrounding areas. But access itself is not the goal. The goal is to learn how to use that access. You can spend months trying to build the right connections on your own, or you can put yourself in rooms where those conversations and relationships are already happening. And that's the power of being part of a business community such as the Chamber. So now, once you've started attending events, here's the next thing I want you to remember. Stop trying to meet everyone, because I want you focused on meeting the right people. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they start networking is they walk into an event thinking the goal is to collect as many business cards as possible and shake every hand in the room. And somehow, if they talk to enough people, new business will magically appear. Well, it doesn't work that way. You don't need to meet 100 people. You need to build the right relationships with the right people. And maybe that's just 5 people, or maybe it's just one. Because one relationship can turn into a customer, a partnership, or an opportunity you didn't even know existed when you walked in that room. But that only happens when you have real conversations. So don't measure the success of a Chamber event by how many people you meet. Ask yourself a better question. Did I have one conversation worth continuing? Because if you did, continue it. Schedule a coffee, visit their business, find a reason to have another conversation. And while we're talking about those conversations, let me give you another piece of advice. Don't try and sell your product the first time you meet somebody. Instead, sell yourself. And when I say that, I don't mean you going around telling everybody how great you are. I mean, give people a reason to want to know you. Ask questions about their business. Find out what they're working on and ask if there's something you can do to help. And then listen. Because maybe you've dealt with the same problem, or maybe you know someone they should meet. If you can help them, help them. Be useful, because I can promise you, the person who takes the time to understand my business and tries to help me solve a problem is going to be a lot more memorable than the person who spends 10 minutes trying to sell me something I don't need. People buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. And that is your goal. You want to become known. You want to become liked, and you want to become trusted. But that doesn't happen because you handed someone a business card or gave them an elevator pitch. It happens over time with real conversations. When you help people, when you do the things you say you're going to do, that is how trust is built. And trust is where the real value of relationships begin. And that brings me to something else I tell chamber members all the time. Use the chamber before you need the chamber. The worst time to start building relationships is when your business is already in trouble. When you desperately need customers or suddenly need someone to return your phone call. Relationships do not work that way. Build them before you need them. Show up. Have conversations. Be there when someone else needs you. Help people when you can, because over time, people start to know who you are. Then, when someone's looking for what you do, your name has a better chance of coming up than anyone else's. And when you need help, you're not starting from zero. You already have relationships. You have a network. You're already part of a community. And this is the one reason I think every chamber member should take a serious look at our business councils, because smaller rooms create better conversations. We are a chamber of over 1,000 members. It's hard to find your tribe. So we designed our business councils to help you get connected to the groups and the people that matter to you most. And as a chamber member, you're welcome to attend any of these events in any of our councils. Join one, join them all. Just go and check them out and see what they're all about and see if it's a good fit for you, because there's a lot of them. First off, our Small Business Council is made up of small business owners and focuses on the issues and opportunities that matter to small businesses and entrepreneurs. It's a room full of people who understand what it's like to run a business, how to reach payroll and pay rent. That's a group that might speak to you, and they figure out things as they go. So if that's you, consider joining the Small Business Council. We also have the Women's Business Council. The Women's Business Council brings together women in business and in leadership to create connections, personal development opportunities, and stronger relationships throughout the business community. And then we have our Long Beach Young Professionals. And the one question I get asked all the time is, what is a young professional? Well, let's just say that we don't check IDs at the door. Maybe you're new to Long Beach and you're looking to build a business and even expand your social circle. And maybe you're just starting out in your career and you want to meet other ambitious people who are trying to grow just like you. You belong with the Long Beach Young Professionals. Or maybe you're getting close to retirement and you have years of experience, a ton of relationships, and some lessons you learned along the way that you want to pass along to the next generation. Well, guess what? You belong with the Long Beach Young Professionals too. Because the Long Beach Young Professionals is really about a mindset. It's for people with a growth mindset who want to move forward, and for people who want to help others move forward. Some people are climbing the ladders and others are already at the top, reaching down and helping that next person climb up. Both of them, both of you, belong with the Long Beach Young Professionals. Next, our Government Affairs Council helps businesses better understand the policies and decisions affecting the business community. Government can have a major impact on your business, sometimes before you even realize something is changing. This council gives members an opportunity to stay informed and hear directly from decision makers and community leaders on issues that affect business here in Long Beach. And finally, our International Business and Trade Council connects members interested in trade, global business opportunities, and the industries that make Long Beach one of the most important centers of international commerce in the country. Now, here's what I want to save you from making another mistake. You don't need to attend every Business Council event. You don't need to go to every event on the chamber calendar. In fact, I would tell you to not do that, because the goal is not to become professionally busy. The goal is for you to become strategically involved. Find the rooms where the conversations matter to you, then keep showing up, because showing up once makes you a visitor, but showing up consistently makes you a part of that community. And that's when people start to recognize you. And that's when conversations become relationships. And that's when someone remembers what you do when an opportunity comes up. The people who get the most value from the chamber are not the people who simply attend the most events. They're the people who become known. And becoming known takes time. People need to see you more than once. They need to have conversations with you. They need a reason to remember you. And here's one of the easiest ways to do that. Stop walking into every room asking yourself, what can I get from this? Instead, I want you asking a different question. I want you asking yourself, who can I help? That one question changes the entire way you approach networking. Who can I help? Because instead of trying to, quote, work the room, you're trying to understand the people in it. And instead of looking for your next customer, you're listening for ways you might be able to help. And when you become someone who contributes to the community, instead of simply trying to extract value from it, people notice, they remember you, and they trust you. And over time, opportunities start finding you. Now, none of this works without one final thing. You have to follow up. This is probably the least exciting advice I'll give you today, but it might be the most valuable. Because you can attend every mixer and you can visit every business council and you can meet hundreds of people. But if every conversation ends when you walk out that door, you have not built a relationship. So send the email, schedule the coffee, continue the conversation, follow up, because networking and relationships don't stop when the event ends. That's where they start. The Long Beach Chamber has a lot going on, but you don't need to do everything. Pick your thing. Attend a council meeting, come to an event, follow up with someone you've already met. Then keep going, because joining the chamber gives you access. Getting involved is what turns that access into value. We said that before. I just said it again. You can spend the next year trying to meet the right people across Long Beach on your own, figuring out where to go and how to get into the right conversation, or you can become part of an established business community where many of those relationships and opportunities already exist, and that's the value of chamber membership. We help shorten the distance between where you are today and the people, information, and opportunities that can help you move forward. But we cannot do it for you. You have to show up. You have to start the conversations, and you have to build those relationships, and you have to follow up. Joining the chamber gives you access. Getting involved turns that access into value. And that value is built through connection, community, and conversations. I'm Stuart Takahara, Vice President of Membership here at the Long Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for listening to this edition of The Catalyst. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you at the next chamber event.